Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to do a flip through for my October daily for last year. I did complete it here in this month of September, and I just wanted to share that it's finally complete and I'm ready to move on to this year's October daily. So let's dig right in. This is a 6x8 album from Snap, the Stories brand, and it did have a off white, and I just went ahead and placed paint on the front just to have that clean, crisp white. Alright, I did get to stay in one album, which if you're looking at this, my husband and my older son both said you need a bigger binder. I was just like, no, it fits, it's fine. It doesn't really like crack it out open like so much like it could have, but yeah, I'm gonna try and just stay in one album, you know, for this one and for next year. Right, don't mind my hands, they're not that good, my nail polish, but this is the only time I paint my nails, and I put like so many different layers, even like a glow in the dark layer on top because I have boys and they wanted to paint their nails too, so I always paint glow in the dark nail polish because you can't see it during the day, but at night they get to glow. Alright, we're going to jump right in. This is my reason why. Went ahead and placed it on vellum, added a few stickers and some orange stitching. Love the way that came out. And it just says, now more than ever, it is so crucial to appreciate each season, to highlight every tradition, to grow together as a family, to put our life on paper, to be able to look back at these moments long after they have passed. And just because it was nice, subtle with the vellum, I went ahead and added a cut file from the cut shop, and then I also added a nice decorative pattern paper from the Carta Bella Halloween Market collection, and it's just there for decorative elements behind my reason why. Here I placed all my numbers on here. I wasn't sure if I was going to place numbers as I did some of the stories last year. I didn't know if I was going to get to 31, but I managed to do so. So story number 1 is about the first birthday of the month. We have 3 birthdays, include one of them is my son's, and I have a nephew and a niece as well. And he celebrated his birthday all on Michael Myers. It's so crazy. Then we have another story here of my decor. This is story number 2. I had just a bunch of decor here, and I really love these candles that we got, and they have like blood drips as well as a skeleton as the body, and then the skeleton on this potion, and these were from the dollar store, which if you look at it at a certain angle, it shares their skeleton face. Place the number right here on top of my mantle, and then here it just shows with lights. This is where I'm supposed to journal here on the side. I hope I'm in focus here. My journaling is not going to be on here because some of the stuff is going to be handwritten, and I do not like my personal handwriting, so I'm just going to do that after the flip through. Moving to story number 3 is all about seasonal goods here. This is one of the seasonal beverages from Sonic. It was like a mocha blast. It was really good. We all liked it. My husband got a shake. He's not a fan of most of the mocha stuff. And as you can see, I'm gonna have to add some glue to this. Okay, good to see a year later what's fallen off. But then here I have this awesome cauldron with poison inside. Looking back, last year I had a ton of dimension. I placed so much foam behind these things just to give them so much pop. I did come back and take some of that dimension off of this layout and another layout just because that was what was bulking up my album so fast, and I'm going to keep that in mind for this year's album. And the number 3 is the one that you can pull out. I'm just a little snug here. Oh, I have it at a weird angle. Hang on. I was catching up with the bows there in the other area. And you pull it out, and I just have some smaller photos of how we were making my middle child's bagels for his lunchbox in different colors like blood, zombie green, and then another one here are just some of the seasonal treats that we wanted. Caramel apples my older son loves as well as I, and then the popcorn balls. Then we had to get some spooky Halloween cereal, so those are the ones that we got. And I could totally place some journaling here in the back, but it speaks for itself. I'm not even going to try and put that back in on camera. moving to story number 4. I'm missing my E here. Well, we're figuring out stuff is not staying after a year, so I'm gonna have to come back for that as well. One thing that I like to document in my album is when we start to see Halloween in the stores, because that is like, that's the vibe, you guys. It's telling me a new season is arriving and to buckle up. And I love to document that. So here I have, this is probably the only time I placed a date, and it says September 4th. And I love looking at this because this year it's going to be in the middle of August that the Halloween started to arrive at stores. And the funny thing is, my husband and I will be like, I feel like it keeps arriving earlier and earlier, and it's starting to look the way that it really is. It's just, we think time is going by faster, but really they're just pulling in the stuff so early. It's crazy. And looking at some of the layouts here, I feel like they were so busy. You know, like this is a very busy pattern paper. This is a very busy, it's just so busy. And as you look at the later layouts that I did this year in September, you'll see that my style has already evolved, which isn't a bad thing. I love looking back at this. I just love the fact that I can see the change in my style as each year arrives. And we just looked at some of the decor items that we liked to see. I really loved this purple tree, and my husband loved this so much that he did purchase it, and it will be showing its debut later on through the album. This is another layout. This is story number 5, Too Cute to Spook. I was concerned on placing some of the spooky Snapchat filters on my toddler, so instead I went the Too Cute to Spook route, which was the perfect title. This is a paper pad from Joann's. It was the biggest craze going to the DCWV paper pads at Joann's, and that's the one that I use. And I just really love this 4x6 photo of myself. But when you pull the title Scary and Cute in here, you'll see that I have this cute interactive, and this is the extra layout that I had so much dimension. It was crazy, and it kept sticking. So yeah, it was a learning curve, definitely. So I just have an emo picture of myself, some snake eyes, and then the little devil. Yeah, you should look at that one. Moving to story number 6. Story number 6 is documenting my middle child's birthday, and it says happy boo day to you, Mason. I thought that was perfect for that card, and we went to the movies to go watch that. I really liked going to watch part 2 because the year before for his birthday we went and saw the first one, and I made it 2 little tags here, an interactive 1-page layout, and you just kind of pull it out here, and it has all the photos. I hope it's in view, and I just love the way that turned out. And this is where I would be placing the journaling. I did place clear Scotch tape here just because I didn't want to pull in washi tape to distract from all that's already going on. So that's that side of him opening his presents, and then this is us going to the movies and enjoying it. And again with the journaling here at the back. And there goes story number 6. Story number 7 is Beware Halloween. We were looking into our old bin of all the costumes that we have gathered throughout the years, and we were kind of playing dress up with my toddler. He's pretty much like, I think, a dominant one in my album and most of my project life, and that's just because he's home with me all the time. So this is the bin, the little tote that we have with all the extra costumes, and then I have a few photos. The moment he saw Chase, though, from Paw Patrol, that was it. He would use the other props from previous Halloweens, but he was committed to Chase. That is what he was for this year. But yeah, so I just loved that he had fun playing dress up. And it's on this little bakery type bag. And then I went ahead and adhered it to this acetate. And you flip it over. When you look at the original process videos of my album, I didn't know what to place here, and I went back and decided to place my books for the month that I read. So it's story number 8. However, I haven't placed the photos in there in this little pocket just because I'm not, and I haven't adhered it down just yet. I just placed a little staple. just because I'm concerned if I should place the 4 books that I read are only the spooky books, which is only 2 of them in here. So that's the only thing that I haven't printed out beyond one more story. But other than that, it's 100% done, or 99% done. So 8, 9, and 10 different stories. Number 9 is when you open up this little cute pocket here, and it has the new coffee mugs that I got this year. And I love the way that cut file turned out. It was super cute and very simplistic. Flip it over. This is where I'm going to be placing my journaling regarding this photo. Story number 10 is just appreciating the early mornings with my cup of coffee, using my new mug, and enjoying that quiet time before my toddler would wake up in the mornings. Story number 11 is talking about the new Monopoly. I'm sorry, not Monopoly. The new Goosebump board game we got. I just love getting new spooky. We love board games in general. So to be able to get spooky board games is like, yes. It's the most spectacular time of the year. This is just a 4x6 little insert here, and I use some of this acetate with the sparkly stars, which is actually a Tracy Reed Designs October Mood pattern paper that I printed out on acetate. So that's what that is. I wanted my own acetate, so I printed out on the pattern papers on acetate. It was originally a white pattern paper, so then it just showed one of the stars. Super cool. Love the way that turned out. And then I flip over and we're playing a spooky bingo. That was another game. Story number 12 is just showing the new games that I bought this year. So we got the Boo-Opley, we're playing it right here. We got the Goosebump board game, and then we got bingo. So that was just kind of honing in on the new games for this year. Then we're going to flip this over here. And this is story 13. I love the interactive flap right here, kind of just giving a little bit of a foreshadow, like there's something spooky. Enter if you dare, the spooky details. I was on the design team for Ellie's Studio for this month of September, and it was so nice getting to play with the products. I'm already a subscriber normally on a regular basis, so to be able to be on their design team was just another step awesome. And you've opened this flap here, and it'll have my number right here that I added. And then I added a 3x4 card just documenting our pumpkin patch. This is our outside decor for last year that my husband got his Pumpkin King. And then he also made a swamp that's further off to the right. And he got these new too cute to spook decor of these skeleton frogs. I just thought they were the cutest things. And I really love this element right here. Give that a little bit of foreshadowing. Alright, moving over here to the right side, I am documenting our movies. So these are most of the movies that we saw. It just says Spooky Halloween Movies 14. And yeah, and I just added a little bit of pom-pom trim, and I call that good. Moving to story number 15 was not a great story, but I still documented and I still created a selfie because I felt better when I placed this shirt on. It was a spooky, not Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas shirt. And looking at all the Halloween atmosphere around the house and around myself, made me feel better. And I wanted to make note of, like, you know what, this is a crappy day. It shouldn't ruin, it shouldn't ruin the moment though. And I used the Tracy Reed Designs collection Hocus Pocus, and it just says, y'all gonna make me burn some sage up in here. That was clearly how I felt. If you've ever been on the phone with customer service, you can relate. And I just have a 4x6 here in this little pocket, and you can open the flap here or pull it out of the thing, and this is where I did my journaling. And it just, yeah. I had trouble last year with my phone service, and I've mentioned this in my previous videos last year. And Project Life, I just was so not happy with losing photos and videos while we sorted out with the issue of why my phone kept getting corrupted, my photos and my videos. Horrible experience. Don't want to go back to that. All right, moving to story number 16. we were at the store, and instead of, you know, like the trick or the treat, I did the trick. And one thing that we love doing is when we get bananas, we like to get the little stickers off the bananas and put them on somebody, and it's called sticker tag. Then you have to run and put the sticker on someone else. And I managed to do that to both of them on the down low, and they did not know. So no treats, it was just tricks. And I put Booyah right here, and this is where I'm gonna journal about it. And I placed the number right here. Story number 17, I don't have photos for. It's regarding the 3rd birthday of the month for my niece. So I don't have any photos. I was thinking of placing a full page photo here. This is not adhered all the way. And I just love the Fab Boo list for her. And then, so a full page photo here. And in the back, maybe do some 2x2s or an additional 2x2, and then my journaling right here. So it's not completed, but other than that, everything else is done. Moving to story number 18, it is this like a traveler's notebook size style along with this one. And then you're going to pull this right out here. This collection along with the game one is the Spooky Nights by Simple Stories. I really loved that collection. So this is for sharing the story how I finally got a black tree. I did get it in the middle of the month or toward the end of the month, so it had very like little to no decorations. I just got some purple lights and then these cute pumpkin orange lights that I was so happy to place on there. And this is where I'm just going to be documenting that my love for Halloween and decor is just growing. And I placed a few stamp sentiments, spectacular, spooky details there. That is from the Ellie Studio stamp set. They have a ton of different tab style sentiments here, and now they have a Halloween that released this month that I was just so happy to use. Then you flip over the page, I have my candle warmer that is a pumpkin that I love so much. It just screams Halloween to me. I love it. Looking at it just makes me so happy, so I had to document that. So this is in the flap for that story. Turn around, this says Hey Pumpkin. I thought that was perfect. Again, this collection is the Spooky Nights by Simple Stories. Is it Simple Stories? I really forgot. I believe it is. And I just love that it says Hey Pumpkin. I put too cute to spook because it really is too cute. And then placed this card here to just journal how I felt looking at my pumpkin candle warmer. And that goes inside that flap. That pocket. Alright, coming over here to the right, it is story number 20. I'm just here for the treats, and this is documenting the boys and getting spooky donuts. And my husband went ahead and got a photo of the older ones by the tree. So cute. Now this is a page protector that I adhered to the black cardstock for the next layout. I didn't care. I couldn't think of another story to place in there. So I was like, you know what, adhere it and do a layout for the next story. So that's what I did. Story number 21 is documenting my socks. I love having different crazy colored socks. You will never see a plain white pair or black pair just because I love having, it just makes me so happy. No one else has to know. Well, you guys will know, but I just love having, decorative socks, especially with the season. So for this one, I got a pack of Nightmare Before Christmas socks, and it was so perfect because I had pulled out a 6x6 paper pad that I got from the Sassy Club Stamps shop, and it was all about Nightmare Before Christmas, and I finally used it. I think I had it within my stash a year, maybe two. I'm not sure when I purchased it, and I was hoarding it, and I just felt like it was finally time to use it. Since these three layouts are regarding my Nightmare Before Christmas socks, decor, and something else in the next story. So we're going to come over here to the left here. This is story number 21. I have a ton of sequins that I got from scrapbook.com, which I shared in a haul for this year that I was so happy to use most of it in. So as you can see here, this is I have a little black tree originally, and I just had it decorated here with some hats and some claw hands, and that's just how I had it decorated. Then my husband surprises me with these cute little not Tim Burton, but Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments, and they're so adorable. And when he came home one day, he was looking at the big black tree, and he was just like, "Why didn't you put your ornaments? You said you got them in." I'm like, "I did." And you turn, literally looking at the tree, you guys, you look to the back portion of, you know, on the counter, there goes my little black tray, which I then moved. But it's just so funny to see that he's like, why didn't you put them on there? And I was like, the ornaments you bought me, I said, they're super tiny. They're perfect for my little black tree. And he's like, oh, I thought they were for your big ones. That's why I tried to surprise you with them. But I was like, it's totally fine. I love them on my little tree. And they're just so cute. And I made this little shaker bit here. Okay, now moving to story number 23. I went ahead and grabbed more of that pattern paper just to keep the triple layout here that are sharing different stories all regarding the same theme, to flow better. And then I just placed a few stickers just to highlight the cards here. And this day 23 is chilling like a villain. My husband and I have matching themed shirts, and I just wanted to document that. And I love the fact that we're twinsies in a sense, and it just kind of happened that way. I love this theme, and I love getting into the spirit of Halloween. He loves doing the decor. He loves the whole spooky vibes of all of it, and he's such a good partner to join me on all this fun. All right, moving to story number 24. You guys, I love how this double page layout turned out. As you can see, this is where my style, I feel like, is getting a little more evolved and not as busy, but more just packed with different interactive elements. But I love how I added in a white border here with a full page photo. This is documenting all about the activity that we went to, a I don't even know what it's called. They should have kept the flyer, but where you go and you talk all about steam trains. And my middle child, that's what he asked for his birthday. He wanted these big steam train engines, and it's so cool to see him. I don't know if they're the steam ones. I'm not even 100% sure, but they were bigger than the abnormal ones, the normal ones, the toy version. And you open up this flap, so I just kind of slit them, so kind of like the Happy Planner ones, so that way you can open this up. I have a filler page here, and then I have additional photos of the events here. This is where I'm going to be placing my journaling, and you just close that flap. Love the way that turned out so much. Moving here to the right side is still documenting the same story, but I had to highlight this photo because every time I look at it, it makes me laugh. If you look at this, you'll see I had asked the boys to sit down so I could take a picture. This is the closest we were getting to a pumpkin patch this year, and it just made me laugh as I have the boys sit down. My toddler right here sat down facing the opposite direction. It just made me laugh. It was so cute. I could not resist how funny that looked. And then you open the flap, I actually have him turn and all smiling. I'm going to move this aside here. This was also my favorite layout just because I love the way this looks. The coolest pumpkin in the patch, squad goes, and then I placed a few of the embellishments here. And this is where I'm just going to kind of mark 3 different things that we liked about this event. And I tried to cut this to size, thinking that I wouldn't have to cut into it, but I didn't do the correct measurements. So this is why it just misses the clips. I kind of was trying to do a flap like I did here in this story, but kind of like right there flush. So there was no need to do the same thing on this side, but I didn't make it. But I still love the way this turned out so much, you guys. Alright, moving to the next story here. This is story number 25, and it's just all about documenting FaceTime. I was on the phone with 4 people, and we were just playing with the filters while we talked. And I need to just document who I was on the phone with, and that's why there's empty blanks. And then this one shares that I was on the phone with 3 more people as 1 left. And they were just my family members, and I just really loved the way that looked. I had created some foundation pages last year, and I originally had a different idea along with these tags, but since it changed, I had 2 different stories instead. So, make lemonade, right? And I just placed some stickers here and the pattern papers that I used for these 2 pockets and most of the embellishments aside from this right there is October Mood by Tracy Ray Designs. And that's exactly where I got the numbers from as well. There's 3 different types of numbers you can get from that collection, which is so handy. I have the other 2 numbers, set of numbers. One's it's black circles with white words, and then the one is an actual numbers in black and white. Alright, moving to story number 26, it says our Halloween costumes, and we have 4 tags here that I took pictures of our costumes. So I didn't take pictures of them wearing their costumes. I was playing host this year for Halloween, so I didn't take, whenever we're the host, and this is always the case for us, especially for Thanksgiving, we'll have literally like 1 photo. Just because we're the hosts, we tend not to take photos. We're busy hosting. So that's what happened for, on Halloween. I didn't get any pictures of them, so I went on to Google and just printed out what they were. So this is what I was, and anyone that wanted to put on the cookie, which was everybody in the family, was so funny, wanted to be my cookie, or we would switch up and be my milk. And this is where I'm going to do the journaling, which I have not done. This is like the 2nd or 3rd year that my older son is a Grim Reaper, or like Scream. So I just wanted to document these things. And then on this side, my middle child was a skeleton. And then my youngest, this is the same photo that I got from when we were doing the dress up. He wanted to be Chase. So he's the only one that I got on there. My husband didn't dress up. He just wore a skull shirt, and that's totally fine. Moving to story 27 was all about our spooky breakfast. We had this waffle or pancake maker that did a skull. And just by making the note that we do a spooky breakfast on Halloween reminds me that's a tradition that I want to keep doing. I don't want to do that one again though, just because it was such a small little maker that it took forever to like do a bulk quantity for 3 boys and my husband. So yeah, we're gonna think of a different one. Probably just make pancakes with something else. We're gonna see. And I just placed a decorative element. This is actually a 6x8, 2x2 page protector that I cut down to just 1 sliver, just because I liked all the words that kind of felt like they went with this story. Sweet and spooky, a little crossbones, October 31st, since this was Halloween, and then boo to you. And the same thing on this side again. And this collection right here is from the Spooky Nights. I used that collection. I had got the kit and everything, and I just had so much fun using that as well. This is a pocket that I created here. Creep It Real, October 31st. We had got these spooky gingerbread houses for Halloween, and I'm going to pull out these pictures here so you can start off with the one here at the top. I love the fact that they were decorating it here. They just look so cute, having fun. And those are the photos that I have. So I'm gonna just place them back in. And I just kind of stick them in so they don't fall out. I'm debating if I want to place ribbon or something else on there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and close this to the next story, which is story number 29. You guys, I don't know what it is, and I do have favorites throughout this album, and I probably said this is my favorite, this is my favorite. They're all my favorite, but I do really appreciate the way this looks like a layout and the cohesiveness of this layout as well. It was an afterthought to place the numbers. Again, as I did each layout, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to have 31 stories, and if I wasn't really sure I wanted to mark them, number them. So, but I still love the way this turned out so much. This is working with the Halloween Cartabella Halloween Market collection. So as you can see here, you open up the flaps. This is documenting our pumpkin carving that we did on October 31st. We were the host. We all got a pumpkin for each family, and you had to help put into your pumpkin carving. This is the first year that we did this for my family, and like as a team, as a family. We've done it I think 2-3 years ago. The kids got to do it, my husband helped them, but this is like having to work as a team, and we didn't have a lot of the right tools as well. Like, we didn't plan it out, but it was still so much fun. So I have 3 different photos of everybody doing the pumpkin carving, and then as you flap, you'll see the pumpkins completed. This one is ours. We did like a skull, and then this is my sister's family, and then this is my other sister's family. And I just really love the way that turned out. Moving to story number 30 is all about our outside decor on Halloween. This year we had decided that we would stay home and give out candy. So my husband was more than happy to go crazy with decorating. So this is just a 4x6 pattern card, and it says have a spooktacular Halloween. And it just looks all spooky, and I love the way my tree peeks out from the door. And then we have some 2x4 pattern cards here as well. This is a little slit here that I can place this 3x4 because I wanted it to show with the sentiment. Oh, I did that wrong. First put it in. There we go. And then you put that in the slit, and it still gets to share. If I can just do it, I am on camera, so it's giving me a bit of a hard time. There we go, you guys. Piece of cake, piece of pie. All right. And then you pull out the haunted house. That's definitely what he was trying to do. As you can see, he made this big old web here in the front yard, and we had a mummy decor, and he just hung it up upside down. It was perfect, you guys. I love the way he did that. He worked so hard on that, and the kids also helped him as well. Then we have another one here that says eek, and you flip it over, and it just shows one side of our driveway with a skeleton on a noose. And then on the other side, another skeleton is hanging, and he has his hands on both. Come in, Boogaboo. I have one more small photo, and I cannot find it, but it was the cemetery he has, and I have to stick it in here. You guys, October 31st, the last layout that I have for this album is a full-page photo of our candy bags for the evening, since we were going to be giving out. We're staying home to give out candy. We made 100 candy bags. Our neighbors showed up. They were the first people, like before they went to go trick-or-treating, they showed up, and they have, you know, a few kids, and they got candy bags. That was it. The entire evening, we did not give out any candy anywhere else. We are so bummed. We had family members over doing the pumpkin carving and just having fun, and no one else showed up. Our street was dark. This was the first year that we decided to stay home and give out candy, and it was an epic fail, you guys. I felt so bad for my husband. He had like all month long was decorating, going all out, like we're gonna be the top-notch haunted house and people are gonna come like crazy, and no. it was just, I felt so bad for the guy. We even like had flashlights, and we were by the street like, hey, come over here. Oh my god. So I placed this clear page protector pocket here so I can just journal about that. I feel like this this full page photo of all our candy bags was the perfect photo to share that story. How it was a fail. It really was. We're not staying home again. So I have a kind of like an accordion photo style of 3 Project Life cards, and the first one, this is where I'm going to be placing my journaling, how no one showed up, 100 candy bags, and there's no one to give candy to. At the evening, as everybody started to kind of, leave, I would just give out all my nieces and nephews, here, take bags. My kids kept taking bags to school to their friends for the rest of the week. I did not want to stay without this candy, and not because I'm not a candy lover, you guys. I am. That's the problem. I would have ate all these candies and it would not have been good. So I had to get rid of most of them. I was just, take them. Just take them. And this is why I had this third 3x4 card, and it says the official candy collector, because that's what it felt like, you guys. Oh, bless my husband. He was so disappointed. I felt so bad for him. Anywho, so that was my Halloween, you guys. This was so much fun decorating. I just love the way each of the layouts turned out, especially coming back to it a year later. I didn't get these all done last year, so it was nice to kind of have all the photos ready to pick through and see what memories I wanted to share, and that is exactly how I did it. I don't have them all in chronological order, except for these right here. Like, this is a tradition on Halloween, but that doesn't mean it's story, it's 27. It didn't matter too much to me for most of the stories here. Well, I hope you got inspired in some way and you enjoyed flipping through this album, and you tune back in as I start to document for this year. I'm going to try and do some foundation pages again, just like I did last year, and I am still aiming to try and get these stories told within the month, because I do like the idea of trying to see if that works for me. I didn't say I'm going to be successful, but I'm going to try. And yeah, comment down below and let me know if there are any traditions that are in your album that wasn't in mine. I am more than happy. I love the idea of exposing my family to even more traditions during the spooky season. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time. Bye.